So we talked about swing trading, we talked about dividend investing, we talked about dividend harvesting, and now the not so well known selling covered calls. My name is Paul Vasquez, JD. That's how you'll find me on the YouTube. I am president of Tax Lab, Pro Business Solutions, co-founder in the Singularity Network, and inventor of the hat tech. How about that? But that's not what I want to talk to you guys about today. And there's tons of things you can do with calls and options. I guess that's all options trading, calls and puts as they're called. But we're just going to go over the call real quick because it's something that they allow you to do. What you'll have to do is actually go into your settings and request to be able to sell options. I think it's they call it like level 2 trading on there, something like that. So go into your settings and increase that, give that request. Once that's, you have to, I think, have a certain amount of money in your account to do that. So it may take some time to build up your account to where Robinhood will let you do that. But I kind of like that they put these restrictions on because you really need to learn some of these other methods and other basic ideas about stock market investing before maybe you get into covered calls. And we're going to just look at the covered call strategy. I'm not going to get into too deep into the word covered and call and things of that nature. We're just going to say selling covered calls. This is a little bit more of the theory anyways. A covered call, what you can think about, we're going to maybe have to talk a little bit about what options are. Let's say that you think that you might want to go on a lavish vacation. A lavish vacation to Burbank, Alaska. Hello, shout out to my Burankeans. Yes, a lavish vacation to Burbank, Alaska. But you know that you've got a big project on your hands. And because of this big project, you might not be able to make it on this vacation. Now, what you could do is call up the Burankean consulate, like they're their own country, they're not. But you can call them up and say, hey, I know a travel agency. Call up the Burankean travel agency and you can say, hey guys, listen up. Love to come to Burbank. Don't know if I'm going to make it. But what I want to do is I want the right to go on this vacation. I want you to sell me this vacation. But if I don't go on it, I don't want to lose all my money. So let's do this, guys. How about I just buy the option? Like do all the reservations for me and everything. But what we're going to do is we're going to set this up so that way, let's say if a week before my trip, I'm not going to make it, I have to execute it a week before the trip. I'm just going to pay you guys. I'm going to pay you guys $100 for the option to actually buy your full vacation package to Burbank. But once again, I may not actually be able to do this. So let's say a week before that, either I'm going to pay you that $100 whether I do the whole vacation or not, but I'm not going to have to be locked into paying for a whole vacation that I can't go on if the week before it looks like I'm not going to make it. Pay you guys $100, you do all the reservations for me, but that $100 should cover any issues of you guys having to try to resell that vacation package to somebody else. That's kind of what options trading is. Somebody sells the option to buy in stock market investing 100 stocks. One option is 100 stocks. So I want the opportunity to buy 100 stocks if the price goes to a certain level. That's what you'd be buying in the stock market. And then on that date that it's set to mature or expire, then you can make that decision whether or not you want to execute that or not, based this time on the market price and not on how your project is going. So that is kind of what options trading is. Now, when you get into Robinhood and you get 100 stocks, and what I've noticed is that it only really allows you to sell options with dividend stocks that have quarterly dividends. I have yet to see them allow me to sell options on monthly dividend stocks. So at least the quarterly dividend stocks, if you buy 100 shares of a stock that pays out at least quarterly or greater, then you can do options trading. Of course, you can do options trading on stocks which don't have any dividend whatsoever. You can buy 100 shares of those and do what they call a covered call. And basically what you're doing is you're saying, hey, I'm the Burankean consulate travel agency, and I have packages. I've already got this package together. I sell these, and you say, you know what, Paul Vasquez JD, that's how you find me. Paul Vasquez wants a trip to Burbank, and I will sell him this trip, but it still has value if he doesn't decide to go on it. So either I'll keep this trip for myself, give it to my cousin, whatever, or resell it on the market later. Those places are still going to be there. It's not like Burbank will disappear. You decide to, you have the package, you sell it off to Paul Vasquez JD on the YouTube. That expires. He doesn't end up doing it. The project got the best of him. He's not coming. I still have that package put together, and I can resell it to somebody else. I can use it myself. I can do whatever I want with it at that point. Same thing is on Robinhood. If you have 100 shares of stock, now you can sell what they call a covered call. You have it. You've already got it. You don't have to borrow it from somebody else or rent it or anything like that. You've got it all packaged up already. All the components are there. That's why they call it covered, because the assets, you already own it. You can sell those. You're not borrowing or renting or what have you. All right, so I have 100 shares. I can sell that to somebody who maybe says, hey, I don't want to take the risk of buying all these right now because it might drop, it might go up for one reason or another. They don't want to take that risk. They'll say, hey, you know what? I want the option to buy it. Now, if I'm ready to sell that stock anyways, I'm like, maybe I should sell this stock. Maybe they drop their dividend. I've done that with one stock, very well-known company. They had a good payout, and then all of a sudden this crisis hit with the corona, and they dropped their dividend. Gone, sayonara, hasta luego, hasta la pasta, it's out. No more dividend, but it's still a good company. They're just not paying out a dividend anymore. They're not going out of business. This is not what they're trying to they're trying to reinvest, right? Reinvest their money, the money that they could have paid out to the shareholders to help the company grow. I get that. That's okay. Yeah, I don't want to hold on to it anymore, so I want to sell it. I have 100 shares. I'm happy to sell it, but hey, maybe I make up my own dividend by selling call options on it. Once those call options expire, it's kind of like I got a dividend. I kind of created my own dividend with that. If it sells at that price, guess what? I've set a price that I'm okay selling it at. If it doesn't raise up to that price, guess what? I get to keep the money. It's kind of like doing a limit sell. If I have 100 shares, why would I do a limit sell on that account when I can pretty much do the same thing with a covered call? It's the same thing, except if it doesn't raise that price, I still get to keep that money of selling the option. So if you have 100 shares of something, or if I have 100 shares of something and I want to get rid of it, why don't I consider a covered call? It's a great way to kind of engineer your own dividends and even boost up the dividends that you might be already receiving on a company that still is paying out a dividend. It can kind of bonus dividend to love on that like button, tickle the subscribe button, and oh yes, if you want to learn how to make yourself more robust and give yourself a better possibility of sailing through with more security any type of economic crises like we have with the coronavirus, then please don't forget to check out this video. I actually posted it before that whole crisis actually hit, before we even heard about stuff going down in China. So don't forget to check out that video. Yeah, save strong.